Good evening, this is Hugh Johns welcoming you to Old Trafford, Manchester, where the traditional Manchester weather, rain, doesn't seem to be dampening the enthusiasm of a vast crowd who've come to see the unofficial club championship of the world settled here. Manchester United taking on the champions of South America, Estudiantes. This is the way the Manchester United side will line up this evening. With Francis Burns nursing himself back to health after a cartilage operation, he's out. Brennan moves in at right back. Long speculation during the day, and David Sadler comes back into the side. So he's the man, remember, who got the disputed goal in Buenos Aires, the goal that was ruled out, which prevented United getting a draw over there. This is the Estudiantes side, playing in white tonight. Their normal colours, red and white stripes, are out. They're playing in white tonight. Remember, they've got a one-goal lead, a goal scored by their big, tall, rangy centre-forward, Conigliaro there. This is the same side that played in Buenos Aires, a hard side, the men to watch for particularly, perhaps. Number 2, Suarez. Number 5, Pachame. And number 8, Bilardo. These are names that United people remember tremendously. The referee tonight, Mr. Zečević of Yugoslavia.
Va a comenzar el partido. El árbitro haciendo gestos con Pachame. El antipati comienza el partido. A la carga el equipo de Inglaterra. La derecha para Bess. Sale a buscarlo Verón. Toca hacia atrás para Clera. Lleva la pelota a Clera. Juega al costado. Entrega para Sadler. Sigue largo. Cabezazo de Malverná. Se agachó el 11. Haciendo gestos que le había pegado a Malverná. Esto va a ser terrible. Se va la pelota al pre. Da para el puntero, se arroja Malverná y rechaza al campo del conjunto del Manchester. Alcanza la pelota y toca hacia atrás Sadler. Juega para Sadler. Saca Sadler, va la pelota al aire, preparado Madero. Antes lo hace Sanieri, juega con golpe de cabeza para Verón. Verón toca para el Pacha. Pacha tira. Lucha con Medina. Insiste Medina. Lo aprieta, vuelve hacia atrás. Y la pelota está luchando Verón arriba. Está cometiendo power y estilo libre para el equipo.
Morgan brought down the first free kick of the game to United.
A la carga el equipo del Manchester, viene el centro. Cabecea Malverná. Alcanza a rechazar a Crespo. Peligro el trabajo. Tiró. Y ataja sobre el palo izquierdo. Pelé y un bombazo de Bobichardo. Se luchó el arquero argentino. Tira la pelota hacia adelante. No puede cabecear. Lucha Conigliaro. Marca Sadler, vuelve hacia atrás. Saca la pelota. Va Bilardo a buscar. La toca corta Clera. Clera toca para el 8. El 8 va a la izquierda para el Charco. Charco se lo tiene. Está frente a Conigliaro. Marco luchando. Se le va. Lo persigue también. Tiene un centro. Devuelve con golpe de cabeza de Irra Suárez. No puede cabecear Ro. Entra el 4. Que le han tirado. Alcanza de peligro. Entra Lino. Entra Morgan. Saca Malverná.
And the white-shirted Argentinians massing back there, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them deep in defence. Dennis Law. Number 5 was Pachame, banging that one away. Estudiantes bringing everybody back to try and temper this early rush from United. Crerand in there. Number 8, Bilardo is the man who fouled. Crerand, free kick, just outside, about 5 yards outside the far edge of the penalty box. And already what so many people predicted, the Argentinian players, when they lose contact with the ball, stop the man any way they can. And that wall of 3 Argentinian players will not come back far enough for referee Zečević. Charlton and Kidd is onside. Dennis Law trying the bicycle kick, not straightening it out. An even worse one then by number 17, Medina. And sure whether referee Zečević has whistled for a foul or not. Yes, he has indeed. Linesman's flag went up. Red flag on that side of the field is Mr. Concetto Lobello.
Va a ponerse en juego la pelota. 5 minutos se van a cumplir. Gracias. 0-0. Va la pelota hacia adelante con muchas incomodidades trabajando aquí. La primera vez que nos toca esto, tira hacia adelante Bilardo. Juega para quién, para Verón. Va a buscarlo el número 2, se le escapa Verón. Insiste, saca la pelota el número 2. Dan, toca para Senne y saca con el pie fuera del área porque atropella con Lignano. Lanzamiento de banda para Argentina.
Estudiantes, of course, with a 1-0 lead in this two-legged series.
Entra la pelota en el costado izquierdo, el hombre de Argentina cuando hay foul. Era Verón, le comete el foul a Conigliano. Tiro libre. Lo va a practicar de la izquierda en marcha. El 3 Medina, Madero. Medina se queda, Madero va a tirar. Se adelanta todo Estudiantes, Tonieri, me gusta. En el centro, carga Mario, cabezazo, ¡gol! Estudiantes 1, a los 7 minutos Verón anotaron Julio, a los 7 Verón, Estudiantes 1 más de tercero.
And that has given us United a very great deal to do indeed. Man down there with a black armband. Round his arm is not in mourning. That indicates he's the captain. That's Oscar Malbanat. Sadler now. Good tackle by Malbanat. Georgie Best. Best and 2 white-shirted defenders there. Bill Fuchs forward for Crerand. Sadler could possibly break. No. Fuchs banging it forward. It's Law. Willie Morgan moving outside. Good tackle by Medina. Dunn hopefully pushing it forward, finding Best. Willie Morgan, Best going again. With him is Pachame. Pachame winning it. Fuchs just lobbing it forward. It was more of a clearance than anything else. Nigliaro missing contact. But Ribaudo. Good bit of covering then by Shea Brennan. Number 7, Ribaudo, one of the 3 front runners. And indeed, Estudiantes at the moment are using 3 advanced players. Perhaps one expected before the kickoff that they'd rely only on Veron and Conigliaro up the front and pack everybody back. But that shock goal has now given them the confidence to throw more men forward. Number 9 is Conigliaro, leaving it for his skipper, Malbanat. Veron getting a bang on the head, and linesman Bakramov of Russia indicating a free kick. Pat Creran. Charlton streaking forward diagonally and gets it. Morgan, and that ball's gone out for a throw-in. United still obviously shaken by that goal by Veron. Haven't settled into anything like a rhythmic force at all. Schalt. Broken now for Crerand. Again, quite impossible to get through this quick wall of defenders. Veron for Bilardo. Strong big tackling then by Kidd. Crerand now with Sadler coming inside. Sadler is going to lose this one. Veron taking Sadler and Dunn across with him. Back for Suarez, Aguirre Suarez. Malbanat. Argentinians retaining possession. United players funneling back and looking just a tiny bit bemused by this at the moment. United players waving at each other for somebody to get in with a tackle. And finally the ball breaks for United. For Best. Charlton having to hurriedly push the return ball back to Best as he was being challenged then by Togneri. Estudiantes players bite quickly, don't give a man very much time to think about what he's going to do. Kidd being fouled then by Aguirre Suarez. Referee Zečević quickly over there. Not a bad foul, one of the petty niggling fouls, tugging the jersey, pulling the man off the ball, the sort of thing that infuriates a player. Number 4, Pat Crerand there, George Best, number 11. Crerand not getting it over, Bilardo. Now Crerand aiming for Best, but much too far in front of him. No problem then for Madero. Falling on again with Veron. Veron pulling back, done by the arm as he tried to go through for that ball. Brennan now. Kidd moving fast away from him. Kidd brought down by Pachami, and gracious me, Kidd, and well, this was Kidd and Medina tangling together. Medina flat on his back on the ground. We shall be able to judge in a few moments whether the performance equals the brilliance of his acting, or whether the injury was as serious as it appeared, or he appeared to make it look. The feeling that after a few moments he'll be back on his feet and going like a train again. Yes, indeed. Medina quickly back on his feet, nowhere near as badly hurt as everybody expected. Now Crerand, the Kidd, Crerand the return. Morgan, and that Georgie Best, that was just over the bar. Incredible split-second piece of timing. Very nearly dragging back an equalising goal. Referee signalling to both his linesmen that he's stopped his watch and taken time off for the stoppage we had a few moments ago. Best going in and winning the ball. And brought down quickly by Ribaudo. Number 7, Ribaudo, George Best, down on the ground. Jack Meadows quickly on to give a little treatment to Best. And there's the Stretford end. Want him off. Pat Creran. And Belletti, a most dramatic jump up in the air with nobody touching him at all. Now walking around with the ball. And referee Zečević has in fact given a free kick, although that was an extremely agile piece of acting by the Estudiantes goalkeeper. For my money, nobody touched him at all. "20 minutes of the first half gone. Estudiantes still with this 1-0 lead, 2-0 on aggregate, remember. Bilardo losing this one. Veron. Veron tempting a tackle out of Sadler, which referee Zečević says was a foul one. Free kick to Estudiantes. Madero. Crerand for Kidd. Law out to his left. This is Dennis Law. George Best behind. Waiting now for Best to go up the line. Law, good cross ball for Crerand. Now Morgan. Morgan being tackled by Bilardo. And that was number 17, Medina, almost going into the crowd. And indeed it was a free kick. Solid head then by Bill Fuchs. And Crerand and Kidd going up together. Sandwiching the Estudiantes man right in the middle. Again, the Argentinians trying to attract the referee's attention to the fact that they claim there's a great deal of shirt pulling going on by United. Madero now with the free kick. Aiming for Veron. Veron then, and Crerand, and referee's book coming straight out. Veron's boot catching Crerand in the groin. And referee Zečević most certainly taking his book out as Pat Crerand is down there injured. Paddy Crerand really seemed to catch a bad one then. And Jack Crompton having tidied up that injury. Crerand doesn't look the worse for wear. Dennis Law going. Goalkeeper Belletti has come a long way off his line. Now he's heading back. Indicative then of the way that United may catch the Estudiantes side out. Argentinians feeling confident of themselves, beginning now to throw more and more men forward. United may catch them throwing too many men forward with some long balls and catch them out. Ryan Kidd aiming for Charlton but not finding him. Togneri now for Bilardo. Tony Dunn. Law having to get out of that very, very quickly. Fuchs looking for the long one and aiming for Morgan. Medina getting through a fair bit of work over on the left defensive flank for Estudiantes. Veron. Another foul called, that time against Pachami, I think it was. Crerand And for Dunn and Veron over there. United have got Kidd, Law, Morgan, Best forward in the penalty area, the Estudiantes penalty area. Kidd now not being able to lift that ball high enough to bring it into the feet of the striking Manchester United forwards who were lurking around the penalty area. Goalkeeper Paletti, the man in black, certainly made a couple of good saves from long-range shots tonight. Tony Dunn climbing well then. Well, the 45-minute period is up. We're now in whatever time referee Zečević has added on for stoppages, injuries, and time-wasting tactics the Argentinians have put up. And again, this Manchester United Old Trafford crowd, strangely silent. Shocked by that early goal, and now almost silently willing United to pull something out of the bag. (14) Togneri. Dunn breaking it. Strong bit of work by Tony Dunn then. Madero again, the long one forward. Now, Creran. Ooh, very unlike Madero, miskicking then. Good bit of tackling then by Kidd, leaving Sartori. Kidd, crossball called for, but wanted more height than that. Madero. And a foul called immediately against Fuchs. I think quite rightly, running straight into the back of Conigliaro then. Malbanat, the skipper, moving out of the picture, leaving Madero to take it. Conigliaro jumping a bit then. Fuchs very nearly getting into trouble. Bilardo now waiting for a man to move forward into an attacking position. Tony Dunn with the clearance. Sartori now. Just over 2 minutes of injury time has been played in this first half. Still no sign of referee Zečević whistling it to a close. Robbie Charlton aiming for George Best, who switched way across the other side of the field, but he'd need Olympic sprinters' legs to catch that one. Creran for Sartori, United substitute. Creran with Sartori in support. This is Sartori now. And there's the whistle for half-time as Sartori triggers one over the bar. Yugoslavian referee Zečević sends the players off down to the tunnel for half-time. Well, a very sad first half of Manchester United. So much was hoped of them, and instead of getting that all-important equalising goal early themselves and making a real fight of it, they've fallen behind to that goal by Veron. Still, there's 45 minutes of this game to go. We'll be back to show you the second half in a few moments. So Estudiantes kick off the second half, having in fact changed their jerseys at half-time. They're now mainly white, but they've now got 2 red stripes down the left shoulder. Bilardo, long one for Conigliaro to chase. Veron's in the box, Ribaldo's in the box. And this is a fine recovery then by Bill Fuchs. Now Best. Sadler, Kidd rather. Ryan Kidd optimistically trying the long one. United tested Poletti several times in the first half with long shots, and he was capable of handling them. But seldom did United really get in tight inside the box and fire off really dramatic shots. Morgan for Crerand, now Sadler. Very few unmarked men up front. Little Copel going in, and Copel having foul, number 6, Malbanat. The free kick to Estudiantes. Vigliaro. A loose one, aiming for Veron, but heavy rain having made this pitch tricky. Ryan Kidd now. Linesman's flag is up for a foul by Kidd. Bundling number 5 Pachami over. Willie Morgan returning the ball. Medina. Ball breaking for Veron. Anticipated somebody else to be in that position. Now Bilardo with 3 Argentinians moving forward through the middle. And Crerand being penalised then for pushing Bilardo away. Aguirre Suarez, the free kick. Togneri for Malbanat. Togneri wearing the number 14. Bilardo losing this one. And winning it back again. Fallen right for Pachami. Long way back for Madero. Argentinians adopting a much more positive attacking formation early stages of the second half. Sartori, who I inadvertently called Copel just now. Pachami getting himself in some difficulties. 17, Medina showing how treacherous this surface is now. The grass heavily affected by rain. Ryan Kidd. What a running then by Brennan. Fine bit of intelligent running by Brennan, almost a chance. And finally, the referee Sečević has said that Poletti, deliberate time wasting, gives the indirect free kick inside the box. Remember the new rules, 4 steps, not allowed to take more than 4 steps, or deliberately waste time inside the box. The referee Sečević, specifically right on the job there, had warned Poletti several times in the first half. Now, what can United make of this position? Best standing over the ball. with Charlton close to him. Referee Zečević not satisfied that the entire Estudiantes defensive wall is away from the line. Kidd! What a fine try by Brian Kidd. And indeed, let's be fair, what a fine save by Paletti. Didn't get his hands cleanly to it, but that ball was really travelling. Bobby Charlton now. Looking for a gap, looking for an opening. Sartori. Good one through now for Sadler. Sorry, it was Kidd. Called it wrong. Brian Kidd going in on that half chance. And we've just had news up from the dressing room that Dennis Law, who went off in the first half, has had 4 stitches in his leg. So it's still 1-0 to Estudiantes, 2-0 on aggregate, which means that Manchester United have got to get 3 goals tonight to win it outright, and 2 goals tonight to force a replay in Amsterdam on Saturday. Medina making a lot of ground up the touchline before throwing in, and Zečević again signalling to his linesman that he is taking time off for this. And indeed reversed the throw-in, the confusion. So it became a United throw-in. Argentinians playing it very, very soundly in defence at the back, but on occasions being dragged forward into false attacking positions, and United might indeed catch them out if they can get some long, hard balls through them. This is Conigliaro. Conigliaro again getting another chance at it. Bill Fuchs over there shepherding him away. And that's Veron! Very nearly a chance for this lively attacking forward. Kidd, the long one across field, aiming for Morgan. Smearing tackle then by Medina. Morgan still there. And finally sheer weight of numbers forcing the little Scotsman out. Pressure again building on Estudiantes. Morgan, best going through the middle. And Suarez was there to cover it. United looking a lot more positive about things at the moment. Still can't find a way past this massive number 3 Madero. Bilardo, a man who has covered a great deal of ground in the middle of the field. Dunn and Veron going together. Sartori with the head forward. Creran there. Sartori. Brennan forward for Creran. George Best. Players losing their footing now as the rain makes this surface so terribly difficult to play on. And a foul by number 2, Aguirre Suarez, on George Best. Just back straight into him. These were the sort of tactics that United reported back when they got back to Old Trafford from the colourful South American continent. When people the Argentinians get beaten, they stop the man anyway. Charlton, and that was only just wide of the post. And in fact it got a flick off an Estudiantes defender and went away for a corner. The goal mouth muddied and made treacherously slippery by this heavy shower of rain. And that was Best trying one. Kidd now. I'm not sure whether Brian Kidd was trying a shot then or trying to set up a an opening over on the right for George Best. But whichever of those two decisions Kidd had made, neither of them produced anything of any merit for Manchester United. Number 14 out there, Togneri. Benigliari is in the middle. Bobby Charlton and Bilardo tidying it up. Madero, this very strong centre-back, pushing one forward, and offside called against Veron. Charlton for Sartori, substitute who came on for Dennis Law about 5 minutes before half-time. Dennis Law, who required 4 stitches in his knee after a collision with goalkeeper Poletti. Bobby Charlton, again, Best going through. Best shepherded away by Malbonat. What a fine game the right back and skipper of Estudiantes has had. There he's still with the ball. Now Veron with only Dunn to beat, and Dunn stops him. Shea Brennan with Paddy Creran finding space out on the right. That's Best moving through the middle. And Aguirre Suarez banging it forward. Dunn nudging. Nudging Conigliaro then. Free kick to Estudiantes. And time decidedly against Manchester United now. 5 minutes of the game left. And Manchester United, champions of Europe, losing 1-0 to Estudiantes, the champions of South America. Run back for Pachami to cut out. Now Echecopa there again, being chased. And finally pushed over by Sartori, the free kick. Echecopa again looking for time wasting. Referee waving the trainer away, refusing to allow any elaborate treatment to be given. The Yugoslavian referee just having none of the time-wasting tactics. Bilardo now for number 17, Medina. Sartori. Best leaving it for Charlton. Going left now for Morgan. There were just too many Argentinians for Bilardo for Togneri. Bilardo and Togneri, who have had a really fine game for Argentine, for the Argentine side, in the middle of the field. Benigliari chasing this one to the corner flag, forcing Bill Fuchs to go back out there with him. And I would think it's been a very long time since Manchester United played an important European, or in this case international, World Club Cup championship game here at Old Trafford, with so little noise from the Manchester United fans. Number 15, Satori. And that was Best and number 17, Medina. An incident off the ball, over to the right. Referee, linesman Concetto Lobello over there with his flag. George Best there was the man involved in the incident, to Manchester United player. And linesman Concetto Lobello, specifically talking to the referee, Zečević. The man down, Medina, Hugo Medina. Man who has been putting in some very meaty tackles this evening. The incident occurring off the ball. There's George Best, number 11. Estudiantes players claiming that, or angrily demanding the referee does something. And said George, it looks very much as though George Best has been sent off, and they're sending off. Well, now this is difficult to tell whether, certainly Best seems to have been sent off, and now the crowd are beginning to throw things down on the pitch. Players asking for the crowd to calm down. So, well, now it's very difficult to sort out the exact situation here. The incident occurred off the ball between Medina, number 17, and George Best. George Best is off the field looking as though he's been sent off. And there it is! That's one back for number 7, Willie Morgan. Well, it's 1-1 now. Willie Morgan has levelled the score here tonight. The aggregate is still 2-1 in Estudiantes' favour, but it's 1-1 here tonight. On my watch there can be very little more than a few seconds of the game left, because we are in injury time. Both sides down with a man off the field. There could be quite a few moments of injury time added.
Alcanza Poletti, tira hacia adelante. Toca la pelota hacia atrás. La alcanza Tonieri, 1-1 el partido. La pelota va a salir de la cancha por el costado. ¿Cuánto se lleva jugado ya? 2 minutos de agregado. 2 minutos de agregado. Alcanza la pelota. El número 4. Con 10 hombres Estudiantes también. Va hacia la punta de Copán. Carga el 7. Borga. Toca hacia atrás. Entrega la pelota al número 4. Alcanza a Bobby Charlton. Rechaza salvando colillado en la defensa. Carga el número 3. El público impulsando al Manchester. Y en el centro estamos igualados. Cabezazo de Pachamé. Alcanza Fulke la pelota. Alcanza y va el pase. Lleva la pelota con el empate. Campeón Estudiante. Vamos Estudiante. Lleva la pelota Verón. Va a tirar Verón. Tiró desviado y corresponde tiro de gol. Tira hacia adelante, alcanza, sale la pelota, la paraquera, rechaza la zurda Aguirre Suárez, carga, lleva la pelota Fulke, la adelanta la pelota, la alcanza Clera, la saca Bilardo, gol, y empuja Clera. El juez dice foul a favor del Manchester, foul a favor del Manchester, todo contra el equipo argentino, 3 minutos de adicional, estamos 1-1, todo contra el equipo argentino.
a whole lot.
El 4 para Sartori. Está en la punta. Viene el centro. Cabezazo magnífico del hombre que entró fuera. Ese Copar en la defensa. Tapa de Verón para Poletti. El referí ni mira el reloj. No lo mira el reloj. Está Estudiante luchando contra el juez también. Pirardo tira hacia adelante. Alcanza Pulque. Se lleva la pelota entregando para Creas. Dramático el final. Pase para el 6. Rechaza Madero. Da para Checopar. Saca Checopar en la puerta del área. Da para Conigliaro. Conigliaro Valverde. Y esto no termina. Cargadán. Vamos. Lleva la pelota. Sigue, está mirando el avance del Manchester. Está mirando el avance. Entra el 7. Y terminó el partido. Terminó el partido. Terminó el partido. Estudiante de La Plata. Estudiante campeón. Estudiante campeón. Señoras y señores, ganó Estudiantes el campeonato del 68. Lágrimas en los ojos. Se abrazan los muchachos de Estudiantes de La Plata. Estudiantes el campeón intercontinental. El título de nuevo en la Argentina. El título de nuevo en la Argentina. Poletti levanta los brazos al público. El público en estos momentos está de pie en el estadio. En Inglaterra, Argentina se clasifica campeón, luchando contra todas las cosas adversas que se presentaron. Frente a un árbitro que al final prácticamente era un jugador más del Manchester. Los muchachos Estudiantes se abrazan con los suplentes. Dan la vuelta olímpica. ¡Arriba argentinos! Este es el lujo que será el fútbol argentino. Ese fútbol que lo queremos grande. La vuelta olímpica en Inglaterra.